following program is sponsored by Michael W. Smith. The views expressed on the following program are those of the host and not necessarily those of staff, management, or ownership.
Phoenix, Arizona, Brother Mike, back on the radio. Welcome to HardcoreChristianity.com. You are about to listen to the nastiest Christian radio broadcast in the United States of America. We're going to give you the truth, full truth, and nothing but the truth, and we don't care who likes it. Period. Welcome to the program, today's Bible study. The STD boom. Yes, welcome to America. Hey, can you call somebody and tell them the radio program's on? This one's a little bit too nasty for most people, but very helpful. I'll do my announcements while you make the call. Thanks for helping the ministry. This is Brother Mike. I am the professional counselor at the Arizona Deliverance Center. We're near downtown on 15th Avenue, just south of Osborne Road in the heart of Maricopa County, Arizona. If you go to the website, hardcorechristianity.com, you'll see all of our ministry services. Please remember that Thursday nights at 7 o'clock, we have a healing room. The teaching starts at 7 o'clock, and then you get healed. Friday night is my teaching service for my radio listeners. That also starts at 7 p.m. here in Phoenix. And I want to welcome all of our new listeners from darkskyradio.com. Thank you for all of you who have been tuning into the radio broadcast. Special thanks to my KXXT Christian radio listeners on 1010 AM. I've been on the radio now for 17 years, and thank you for all your support and all your kind donations. You go to the PayPal button on the website and send us your donations. It helps keep the radio program afloat, so to speak. When you go to the website, remember to sign up for a free seminar. Remember, I'm starting my 18th year this February of 2020. 2020 is going to be a huge year for the United States, that's for sure. Also, remember Sister Karen, she's on the homepage of the website. She wants to list your house for you for sale. She'll be happy to help you. She loves working with born-again Christians. STDs are booming. Some of you listening to me right now probably have an STD. Well, here's why. Check this out. The government came out with a new report from the Center of Disease Control. But before that, we had the Word of God, and the Word of God trumps everything and anything. 2 Timothy chapter 3. Paul makes a shocking comment. In the last days, perilous times shall come. The Greek word for perilous there is kalapos. It means dangerous. Dangerous times shall come. For men shall be lovers of their own selves. They'll be narcissists. They'll be self-absorbed. They'll be selfish. They'll be self-orientated. He listed, several other horrible character flaws, so to speak, about human beings in the last days. But in addition to being lovers of their own selves, it also says they will be lovers of pleasure more than lovers of God. 2 Timothy chapter 3. Philadelphus is the Greek word for lovers of pleasure. That's a word that means people that are very fond of lustful, voluptuous behavior, activities, and interests. They will be very sensually oriented people in the last days. And Paul says, of this sort are those who creep into houses and lead captive silly women, laden with sins, led away with divers lusts, who are ever learning, but never able to come to the knowledge of the truth. We're in the pre-tribulation right now. The tribulation is coming up in just a few short years from today. Here's the report from the CDC, quote, 3 major sexually transmitted diseases reached a historic high in infection cases in 2018, according to the CDC. The combined number of cases of chlamydia, gonorrhea, and syphilis continued to increase, reaching what the CDC described as, quote, an all-time high in the United States in 2018. According to the report, they found that from 2017 to 2018, chlamydia cases increased 3% to more than 1.7 million cases, the highest number ever reported to the CDC. Gonorrhea cases increased 5% to more than 580,000, which is the highest number reported since 1991. There were also 115,000 syphilis cases, and the number of secondary syphilis cases increased by 14% to more than 35,000 cases. Once again, a record number reported since 1991, according to the report. CDC attributed the rise in the 3 STDs to multiple factors, among them 1, drug use, 2, poverty, 3, decreased condom use among 2 groups, young people and gay men. The next reason, state and local government cuts to STD programs. Quote, STDs can come at a high cost for babies and other vulnerable populations, said Dr. Jonathan Merman, who's the director of the CDC's National Center for HIV/AIDS, viral hepatitis, STD, and TB prevention. The doctor said, quote, curbing STDs will improve the overall health of the nation and prevent infertility, HIV, and infant deaths. They reported, in addition, an increase in congenital syphilis, which occurs when a baby is exposed to syphilis through its mother. Newborn deaths tied to congenital syphilis increased 22% from 2017 to 2018. What's going on here? Well, it's clear to see from the Word of God. Paul told Timothy exactly what was going on here. People are lovers of themselves more than they're lovers of God. People are, in our society, sex crazed. It's not as bad as Amsterdam over here, but we're heading there. Every TV show and every movie practically has extramarital sex in it. Right now on the news, they're going over Matt Lauer's sinful past, raping people, having extramarital affairs, cheating on his wife. It's as common as anything in the world. People have extramarital affairs. It's promoted in Hollywood. They love it. The people in Hollywood are the most demon-possessed and mentally ill people you could ever imagine who are not institutionalized. They're everywhere in Hollywood, California, and in Sacramento, in the state legislature and the state senate, running the state. You can't even imagine the number of people who are mentally ill and infected with demons in California. It's literally incredible. But everything Hollywood does promotes promiscuity. Everything. And everything they do is promote the opposite of what God set up as normal for human beings, which is a male marries a female. There are only 2 genders. They're not 72. A male marries a female and has children. Sexual activity was confined to the marriage bed, and it was not extended to men with men and women with women. It's that simple. And the CDC noted that the lack of condom usage is causing these diseases to transfer. Well, yeah, absolutely. The diseases transfer very quickly without a condom. Why do people not use a condom? Because they're lovers of pleasure more than lovers of God. Condoms reduce the pleasurable sensations during sex. So they don't want to use them, and they don't mind taking a risk that they're going to pick up syphilis, gonorrhea, or chlamydia and then bring that home to their spouse. There's another factor that's extremely dangerous here. The root behind all these horrible sexual diseases and all this promiscuity all over the country are lust demons. 1 Corinthians chapter 6, Paul warned the carnal, lukewarm Corinthians to, quote, flee fornication. That's the Greek word porneia. It means any form of sexual sin. Moikia is the Greek word for adultery, and that means heterosexual sex. Any form of sexual activity between a male and a female. That is adultery. However, any other form of sexual sin falls in under the category of fornication or porneia. Paul said, quote, every sin a man does is without the body. This is the King James Version. The Greek word for without there is ektos. It means outside the body. Paul said, but he that commits fornication, porneia, any form of sexual sin, could be homosexual, heterosexual, oral sex, anal sex, any kind of sex, any kind of sexual sin, pedophilia, name a sexual sin, pornography, anything like that. Any sexual sin at all, that's porneia. Falls in that category. By the way, Jesus said porneia, not just moikia, was grounds for divorce. He that commits fornication sins against his own body. The Greek word for against there is eis. Eis means into their body. When you're fornicating, you are running the risk of picking up transfer spirits of the person that you're committing fornication with. If they have demons, they'll transfer into your body. If they have an STD, it'll transfer into your own body. 1 Corinthians chapter 6, verse 18. Paul spells it out as clear as can be said. If you fall into any of these categories, you got STDs, you've picked up transfer spirits through fornication, you can be delivered and cleansed and set free. 602-636-5800. You can be delivered and healed from the results of promiscuity and fornication.
The views expressed on this program are those of the host and not necessarily those of staff, management, or ownership. This program was sponsored by Michael W. Smith.